Hey everyone, it's Zach back with a new mortgage video. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, welcome to my channel where I'll try to demystify all things mortgage related. If you find this content helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Today I want to talk about the US debt situation and how that has been affecting and may continue to affect mortgage rates. So as of today, May 25th, we are about a week away from the US government potentially defaulting on its debts, which would be unprecedented. Since 1960, the debt ceiling, so the maximum amount of money the US is willing to borrow, has been raised 78 times. So another raise in and of itself doesn't seem like a big deal. However, the Republicans have been pushing back on signing a bill unless the Democrats agree to cut spending on certain items to get the US debt down to where it was in 2022. So the uncertainty of the situation and the fact that we are so close to this date that where we would default has caused mortgage rates to steadily get worse since the last CPI report, which is the last video I made on news affecting mortgage rates. The general uncertainty of potential default has moved a lot of money away from US Treasury bonds, which has driven US Treasury rates up, and with it, mortgage rates have gone up. So until we get some kind of resolution, I don't see mortgage rates getting any better, and I think Treasury rates will continue to rise, which has a direct effect on mortgage rates. I personally feel like we will come to some resolution, as a default would be, like I said, unprecedented and would be extremely negative for both parties. However, it is important to understand the downside to simply raising the debt ceiling without some kind of clear plan to lower debt in the future. Raising the debt ceiling means borrowing more money, and more money chasing the same amount of things will inevitably cause some level of inflation. We might see inflation continue to go down as it has been doing, but it will be stickier and not go down as quickly as it would otherwise. Beyond that, without some kind of plan to lower the country's debt, we're just going to run into the same situation again in a couple of years, and eventually that will either lead to an actual default or what I think is much more likely, just continuing to raise that debt ceiling and kick the can down the line will eventually, in the long run, lead to the devaluation of the dollar, and eventually we may lose the dollar as the world's currency, which would be very negative for a number of reasons, which I'm not going to get into on this video. But while I do feel it's going to have to come from compromise, right now the Republicans are really just pushing Republican type of centered cutbacks, programs that Democrats favor, Republicans do not. I think it's going to have to be cuts to both Republican favored and Democrat favored programs, as well as probably increased taxes and maybe strategic spending to increase productivity. Ultimately, if we can put together a comprehensive plan for how to make sure we can start lowering our debt as a country, I do think that will have a very positive effect on mortgage rates, because mortgage rates are driven by future inflation and future rate of return down the line. If we just raise the debt ceiling without a real good plan to lower debts in the future, I do think it'll still have a positive effect for mortgage rates immediately, but longer term and in the future, without additional means to lower debt, I think it will. I don't think it'll have as good effect as a really comprehensive plan. So this will be something that I'm closely monitoring, and I'll definitely make another video if any significant news happens, if we do pass some kind of bill to raise the debt ceiling. But thanks everyone for tuning into this one, and we'll see you next time.